There is a form of silent power that should not belong to an ordinary man, a form of perception that does not imitate, does not beg, does not try to guess, it simply observes, and by observing it dominates, because the one who sees first acts first, and the one who acts first decides the fate of any interaction. That power is not found in charm, nor in charisma, nor in strategies repeated by the weak when they want to be desired. It lies in a lucidity that few can tolerate, in a gaze that cuts through, in an interpretation that separates truth from the human theater surrounding us. Reading a woman is not understanding her, it is undressing her psychologically, and no one wants to be read that quickly. That is why this ability feels dangerous. That is why it disturbs. That is why it transforms. Are you prepared to hear truths that hurt? Type power if you want to understand the dark side of the human mind. Imagine an ordinary man stepping into the feminine game without knowing where he stands. He believes the danger lies in seduction, but the real risk is failing to see. It is meeting a woman who does not say yes or no, who smiles without interest, who seems close and at the same time unreachable. She does not provoke him. She simply exists. Yet that existence, wrapped in ambiguity, destroys his stability. She talks to him. She listens to him. She looks at him, sometimes, and those sometimes make him weak. The confused man does not suffer from rejection. Rejection would be liberation. He suffers from lack of interpretation. He suffers because he does not know what to do with what she does not say. The masculine mind desires definitions. The feminine mind avoids them. The feminine tests. The masculine decides. But when a man does not know how to interpret, he loses his natural role. He stops deciding and begins to react. That reaction is his sentence. His energy accelerates. His voice changes. His body tightens. He wants to get it right. He wants to understand. He wants to see. And the more he wants, the less he sees. The feminine instinct detects it within seconds. Neediness has possessed him. And the needy man does not observe. He projects. He does not interpret. He fantasizes. He does not read. He desires. He believes she is interested if she smiles. He believes she rejects him if she is quiet. He interprets every gesture as if his own longing were a magnifying glass. He does not see the woman. He sees his need. And male desire, when it lacks direction, becomes a cognitive distortion, a mental illusion, a perceptual error. A form of emotional blindness that the man himself feeds with his thoughts, his expectations, and the anxiety of wanting to be chosen by someone who has not chosen anything. Here begins the true psychological hell of reading women. You do not read who she is. You read who you want her to be. The first step toward clarity is not to observe the woman. It is to destroy the observer. There are men who complain about the feminine game. They say women are ambiguous, confusing, impossible to read. But feminine nature is not a labyrinth. The labyrinth is the masculine mind when it desires too much. A lucid man sees signals. A desperate man sees hope. Female ambiguity is not designed to confuse, it is designed to measure. It is an instinctive filter, a silent test that does not seek answers. It seeks posture, it seeks emotional stability. She does not test what you say. She tests what your energy can withstand. The average man, blinded by his intention, interprets every gesture as validation or punishment. He lives on an emotional roller coaster, created by his imagination. He confuses politeness with interest. He confuses attention with attraction. He confuses conversation with connection. But feminine biology follows a different logic. Her body chooses before her mind, and her body only responds to one type of man, the one who does not need her to choose. Such a man observes without hurry, without hunger, without expectation. His gaze is not a weapon, it is a diagnosis. He does not try to please. He does not speed up conversation. He does not try to prove himself worthy of attention. He simply is, present, whole, unaffected. That is why she feels him differently. That is why he seems more enigmatic. That is why his words, though few, carry weight. This man possesses a silent clarity. He does not need the woman to confirm anything. He does not react to isolated signals. He looks for patterns. The woman comes close and moves away. He neither pursues nor retreats, he calculates. The woman smiles without real interest. He does not celebrate nor idealize, he records. The woman shows ambiguity. He does not get shaken, he waits. And when he waits, he sees. When he sees, he interprets. When he interprets, he decides. This is the first law of reading a woman. A man should not search for clarity. He must create clarity within himself. Only then can he see what is in front of him. There is something few understand. The female body is not designed to hide truth, but to reveal it subtly. Her posture, her breathing, the direction of her torso, the time she holds a gaze, the rhythm with which she responds. All of that is involuntary confession. She cannot control what she does not know she expresses. But most men do not notice these confessions because they are too busy interpreting words. Words are decoration. The body is evidence. A woman may say, "I'm not interested," while her body leans toward you. She may say, "I want to get to know you," while her body leans toward someone else. She may speak kindly while her emotional attention is disconnected. You can hear her voice, but if you do not observe her posture, you will not know her intention. The female body is an antenna. The blind man hears the music but ignores the frequency. The body always announces what the mouth hides. And whoever learns to read the body no longer depends on language. But there is an even deeper trap. Not every gesture means the same thing all the time. Meaning is not in the isolated gesture, but in the repetition of the pattern. A single signal is not an answer. A consistent attitude is, this is what most men never understand. Interest is not interpreted, it is confirmed. Attraction is evident when the body insists. She approaches again, she faces you, she keeps eye contact, she looks for you when you talk to others. Disinterest is also evident when the body escapes. She steps back, crosses her arms, avoids your eyes, only responds when you initiate. But the problem is not recognizing these patterns. It is not losing lucidity when the ego wants to believe something else. There are men who see clear signs of disinterest and stay. There are men who see clear signs of interest and sabotage. There are men who see nothing and invent. The enemy is not the woman. The enemy is your need for her to be what you desire. Reading a woman requires cruelty with oneself. Truth does not come from sensitivity, but from coldness. It is not about becoming a predator. It is about ceasing to be a victim of your own interpretation. Imagine a scene. Two strangers talk. She laughs. He feels progress. She plays with her hair. He feels a sign. Yet without realizing it, she is looking at someone else while she smiles. He believes the smile is for him. He does not recognize that her laughter is not a response, but a habit. He believes her soft tone is flirtation. He does not see that it is automatic courtesy. He thinks the conversation is special. For her, it is just social interaction. He does not see the woman. He sees a reward. And that is how his ability to read dies. A man who needs female attention has no access to truth, because his brain becomes an accomplice to his illusion. Reading women is a discipline, not a magical instinct. It requires observing as if nothing were at stake, as if the woman were not an opportunity but a piece of data. Male attention must be like the light of a cold lamp, illuminating without warming. Only then can a man perceive what truly occurs. And then something curious happens. Other men think he guesses things, and women feel he knows them too quickly. But it is not magic. It is clarity. Reading is seeing the obvious without letting desire contaminate it. The lucid man does not ask, "What does this gesture mean?" He asks, "Does this gesture repeat?" He does not ask, "Why did she say this?" He asks, "Does her behavior match her words?" He does not ask, "How do I make her like me?" He asks, "Is she emotionally present or just physically here?" Masculine clarity is not about decoding her mind. It is about observing her coherence. And when coherence appears, a revelation reshapes the entire interaction. A woman does not choose the most attractive man. She chooses the most evident one, not evident through effort, but through reading. The man who sees does not need to be seen, and by not needing it, he becomes essential. That is real power. Female complexity does not lie in what she feels, it lies in what she hides involuntarily. Women have developed an ancestral ability for emotional reading that surpasses that of men. They detect micro-tensions, subtle changes, micro-expressions a careless man will never notice. That is why they can lose interest within seconds if they sense emotional incoherence in a man. They do not seek perfection, they seek stability. A woman can tolerate a nervous man, but she will not tolerate a man anxious for acceptance. Anxiety makes noise. The feminine instinct cannot stand noise. Therefore, reading a woman does not begin with the eyes that observe her. It begins in the emotional silence of the man. A man unable to silence his anxiety will never learn to read. Perception demands internal stillness, like the surface of a lake. Only when the water is calm can it accurately reflect what surrounds it. An agitated mind does not reflect, it distorts, and whoever distorts loses. Here lies a truth few accept. Reading a woman does not come from wanting to conquer her. It comes from the courage to see what she truly is, even if that destroys what you wanted her to be. When a man accepts that level of clarity, he no longer needs to pursue. He no longer needs to insist. He no longer needs to ask. He no longer needs to prove. He simply observes, interprets, and decides. And when a man decides, and the game changes. Because the game no longer revolves around whether she wants him or not. It revolves around whether she deserves his attention. That is the psychological twist the average man will never understand.